You know, it's not just the New York City Marathon. For the last 11 years, it's been the TCS New York City Marathon. Why do brands invest in big events like this? Thanks to New York Roadrunners, an intrinsic part of the New York City Marathon, I got a sneak peek at the Javits Center and was able to ask those sponsors just that. I spoke with TCS, New Balance, United, Mastercard, and Citizens Bank. Their answers, and spoiler alert, range from wanting to be more a part of the community to also supporting the good health and well-being of their customers. So here's a little bit of a bonus episode for you in 15 minutes flat with some interesting brand sponsors of the New York City Marathon. Hey, it's E.B. Moss, and I am on a press tour of a gigantic facility, the Javits Center in New York, which is featuring every kind of booth geared towards runners. And by gear, I do mean gear. There are running shoes and workout clothes. There's hydration stations and everything. And one of the main companies or nonprofits, I should say, that is part of this whole shebang here at Javits is the New York Roadrunners Association. Did I get that right?
New York Roadrunners, yes.
Okay, no association, but you're associated with a lot of great people.
Yes, we have a lot of great partners here, and over 90 brands that are participating in our big expo event.
So tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Artie Athis. I'm Director of Business Development for New York Roadrunners, and I oversee our Exhibitor Hall, where we have all of our brand partners participating. And we occupy 3 halls here at Javits, which is a huge operation.
Javits is huge. Owning 3 halls is even huger.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to walk and talk and find out exactly what's on display here at Javits. What you can hear is some of the setup going on. You'll be hearing those sounds throughout this. So we just entered the main hall, and you could play football in here, at least, I don't know how many times over. But right now, it is the prep for what will be 60,000 runners coming in to get their bibs and their shirts. Speaking of shirts, I spoke with Andy Downen of New Balance. There's beautiful displays already up at New Balance, which has been one of the marathon sponsors for 8 years running now, pun intended. And I wish I was a runner because these shirts are nice looking.
Welcome to the space. This is our 8th year as a sponsor of the TCS New York City Marathon. It's pretty massive. This is 50,000 square feet of retail, which we set up in about 3 days. I'm going to give you a little logistics, and then we'll get into the awesome apparel. We've got about 12,000 square feet of back of house. We've got another 5,000 square feet of experiential. We got about 250 employees that we bring in from around the U.S. And one of our primary goals when we took this over was to be wait times 5 minutes or less. So with 50,000 runners, 120,000 people through this space, we thought like 5 minutes or less would be a massive goal, and we've done it every year. So the
super
product,
impressive.
Yeah, you could certainly ask questions as we go here, but
where are the size mediums? That's my question.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I know people who know people.
So we can, obviously, the official TCS New York City Marathon wind cheater jacket, right?
Yep.
So this is probably the number one selling item.
Really?
At the
So this is shades of gray with the New York City Marathon logo on one side, New Balance on the other.
Yep. And then we got pink, and this is dual gender color, female color, and then there's also a male color goes with it. So yeah. So this is the item to get.
Okay.
The hot item. You know what I mean? The wind cheater jacket.
Even if you're not a runner.
Even if
you're not a runner. Can I pretend and
run
look
your
like
way
I am?
is our motto, right? That's our kind of. So walk, run, jog. It's about everybody that runs, right? Run your way.
Way to get that in there, Andy.
Let me just plug. You know what I mean? Just a minor plug.
Okay. I'll take it. Plugs. Here are Nathan Bolt and Michelle Taylor of title sponsor TCS.
This will be the 11th TCS New York City Marathon. And one of the reasons why we sponsor the marathon is to showcase the power of technology and its ability to transform running as well as health and well-being for everyone. Regardless of whether you're the first finisher or the last finisher, we believe that technology can transform running for you. So here in this space, this will actually be a touch screen, and we will be demonstrating the TCS Future Athlete Project here. So I've got my teammate Michelle, who's our Global Head of Sports Sponsorships, sharing a little bit about what the Future Athlete Project is.
Thank you. This is really our showcase of using innovation to drive purpose, and the Future Athlete Project is an evolution. We started last year working with professional runner Des Linden, and the idea was, how can we use technology to gain insights to help enhance running, but in the bigger picture, help all of us live healthier and longer lives. So we started out with a digital twin of Des's heart, and the digital twin is basically a digital replica that allows us to run simulations. So we can practice any number of simulations, changing training patterns, changing environmental factors, and run that through and see how it impacts her training and, again, try to get to optimal performance. So we've got a digital twin of her heart, we've got different data points and on the displays that we're showing, and the idea is really to show people that the future of technology is going to help all of us, live longer and healthier lives.
How are you finding that as a benefit for TCS itself in terms of aligning both with the marathon, but certainly with purpose-driven events like this?
For us, the TCS New York City Marathon is just a perfect alignment with our core values of giving back to the community, driving innovation, and supporting health and wellness of our employees, our clients, and people in the community. And we're just excited to use technology in lots of different ways to create better experiences and enhance the event overall.
Great.
I'm Ann Valensis, and I am the Senior Vice President of Consumer Marketing and Sponsorships. We are supporting the New York City Marathon this weekend. It is the cultural and the economic force for the city. We're going to support both through the runners and through the small businesses. The small businesses are the backbone of our community, and they need a lot of help on Marathon Sunday. Our Mastercard Economics Institute has run some data looking at last year's marathon and the impact that had on small businesses. And we see that throughout the day, the volume that runs through these businesses rises throughout the day. And in fact, the economic impact is so significant that by the time the runners get into Manhattan, those restaurants and bars are operating at 40% higher than their typical capacity.
Well, I will be there, and I'm probably contributing to that rise. You have some other partners here, like REI. How does that work with MasterCard in the marathon?
Yes, so REI is one of our co-brand partners, and they are also supporting small businesses. We have an activation with them supporting their Path Ahead Ventures program, which is the way that they include small businesses and give them a forum, a place to sell their products. There are several of these partners who are going to be on display here at the expo so the runners can learn more about those small businesses.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dan. So we ran by the United booth here at the pre-kickoff to the marathon, and I found Derek Russell, who's the manager of sponsorships at United Airlines. Did I get that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Close enough.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And this booth is really impressive because you have a whole interactive map. And I understand that if I'm one of these 55,000 runners, I can come in and register to win what?
So you can come in and register to win flights on United, as well as if you are a Miles Plus member.
Which I am.
Which are great, awesome. You're actually able to get $26.20 off your next flight booking.
Bring it on, Derek. I will run right over
Awesome.
To the airport.
Awesome. Would love to. Yes. Would love to see you at the airport. I will be there later today.
Okay.
And even if you're not a Mileage Plus member already, you can actually come over here and register. It will take 90 seconds, 2 minutes.
You've been a marathon sponsor for a long time, right?
Yeah, a real long time. Over 25 years, since 1998. So, yeah.
You know, I know that it's key to have longevity in a sponsorship so that you build the awareness and the alignment. Are you finding that it's an effective sponsorship? And How do you even measure that?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, in terms of measurement, we work with our partners over at the New York Roadrunners in order to understand just how much sentiment is moving amongst folks who are aware of our sponsorship, right? And honestly, it's really strong. And even beyond the measurement part, it's honestly a source of pride. New York is such a critical hub for us, and this marathon is truly a celebration of New York, and just like being part of that is awesome.
Beautifully said, Derek. Thank you so much, and thanks for the sponsorship. I'm going to enter now. I don't care what you say. So here at one more sponsor booth, Citizens, but a big one, I came across two people chatting, a fellow journalist, Bree Fowler from CNET, who had just experienced the benefits of a Citizen sponsorship. So I'm going to ask you to tell me what you saw and why you keep sponsoring race events.
Honestly, it was the most fun that I had at a post-race festival. There was a great band. There were these amazing Portuguese egg tarts. I think I ate like 3 of them, and popsicles on a very hot day, all in green. And everyone took photos. The Citizens people were super helpful and helping lines move and photos being taken, things like that. My teenage daughter was there, and she was just blown away.
Wait, so Citizens helped you bond with your daughter?
It was one of those things. It was her first 10K, and she goes, "Is it like this after every race?" I said, "No, this is a new thing."
Wow. Lori, what's your role here at Citizens?
I'm the head of marketing, so my job is to really start to think about what partnerships do we develop for our brand to come to life. So this is our second year with the New York Roadrunners, and then we are the title sponsor for the Queen's 10K.
That's the one that Bree was at.
Bree mentioned.
Okay.
By the way, Bree, I also brought my 2 teenagers, and they actually thought maybe their mother was a little cool for about 10 minutes because of that.
Yeah, we relish those moments as moms.
We do. We don't get them very often when they're
Absolutely.
teenagers. And this was the first time that the Queen's 10K had a title sponsor, so we were thrilled to really bring the event to life, to bring something back to the community of Queens, which is really revitalized. And so that was really a lot of the ideas of the band, and then certainly all the Portuguese and the popsicles, which were all part of local markets. We're in the Queens night markets, and so those are all small businesses that supported us in that. We can't wait for next June to be back.
And how long have you been behind the New York City Marathon, Lori?
So this is just our second year. So as a brand, we only entered New York City 3 years ago. And then
as a bank.
As a bank. And then last November.
And you're on my corner, by the way.
That's
so
great.
Thank you.
Oh, so you see our brand.
Oh, yes, I do. Green and white.
Oh, what? It is great. Green's an important color for us.
Same thing with Moss Appeal, which is my company. Everything's green.
There you go.
So what special activations will you be doing, perhaps for either the first or second time only, here with the New York City Marathon?
So one big one is right here at the Javits Center. So this is a place where thousands of obviously runners, but their families come through. So the theme of our booth here is made for every moment, because as a brand we recognize that life's a journey, just like it's a journey as you run a race and get ready for a race.
Good one.
And what one of the biggest things is the support along that journey. And so one of the coolest things that we have is, as a family member, a fellow runner, you're going to be able to write a message on these screens to anyone who's running the road race.
Oh.
And those messages then will flash up on the big screen. And what's really cool is those messages then will be shown at the 11.9 mile marker. So as you can imagine, you're almost halfway through the race and you see these encouraging messages from fellow runners and family and friends who we know are huge pieces of the support system that you have. And the second piece that we have is actually across the way. We have the Citizen Stage. So this is a unique opportunity that we have as a financial brand. We love to bring advice and guidance to people along that journey. So there's going to be over 19 different sessions up on that stage on all different topics, whether it's nutrition, prepping for a marathon, whether it's good advice when you set big goals for yourself, whether that's a marathon, a financial goal, a life goal.
Awesome.
And then the last piece that we have is if you're a runner and you come through here, you spend a lot of hours and we want you to save your energy. So if you so choose, you can get a free taxi ride within 2 miles of here back to your hotel or the place that you're staying to save your energy.
Oh, I guess they're not running yet. I could use one back to Midtown. All right. Well, thank you in advance for that when I come back, when this is fully populated and you don't hear all of the construction going on. But it's really, really impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out today.
Yeah. Well, I hope you got some good insider scoop from this episode of Insider Interviews with me, E.B. Moss. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/mossappeal. And I hope you'll follow Insider Interviews on social media and let me know if you have a question or a suggestion for a next stellar guest in media, marketing, and advertising. Speaking of stellar, my theme music was composed and performed by the incomparable Grammy-winning John Clayton. If I can help you with your company's podcast, please find me at mossappeal.com. Thanks again for listening.